These are the symbols or icons of the internet service providers, that is India related internet service providers, example Jio, Airtel, Idea, BSNL and Vodafone. So next term is IP address. An internet protocol IP address, that is internet protocol address is a numerical label, that is number. Okay, now numerical label assigned to each device, that is example printer or computer can have a numerical address that is only known as IP address. Whichever device is connected to the internet, that can be given with the name IP address, numerical address. It is participating in a computer network that uses the IP for the communication purpose. So this is an example for IP4 address, IPv4, that is 32-bit address. It is going to be separated by, the numbers are separated with the dotted decimal notation. That is 3 dots are decimal points are given here. And then Google IP6 address, that is 48-bit address. So every 8 bits will make a 1 byte. So the 6 8s are 48. So 6 byte address, that is 6 bytes means what? 48. 6 8s are 48. 48-bit address going to be represented like this. So this is the format for IP6 address. So with the help of this numerical address, every computer or printer which is connected to the internet can be easily identified. So this is an example for IP address. See here, 192.168.0.1, like that we can give the IP address. Next is domain name system. Actually, for every system, the IP address is allotted, but we cannot remember the IP address when we want to search any web service or any system. No, if we want to identify the device properly, we cannot remember that IP address properly. So that domain name system is a server, that is, it's a decentralized naming system for computers or services or other resources which are connected to the internet or private network. So with the help of this DNS, the address what we are typing in URL, no, that is typed in a text format. So that is easy to remember for every human being. So that if you are typing any website address, that is going to refer one particular server only. So that particular server's address need to be retrieved with the help of this DNS system only. That is, DNS server is a server which is located in one place. With the help of that server only, we can extract the IP address of that particular website. Okay, so that address is actually taken by the client system, and then it is going to be accessed, redirected to the web server, which web server is pointing that IP address, indicating that IP address, that server going to be reached, and then from there the content are extracted, and then the response is sent back to the browser machine, that is a client system, from where the request is activated to that the response is going to be received. Okay, so like this the DNS is performing its role here for converting that URL address and matching that URL address, and it will give the correct mapping of that numerical address, that is IP address. Okay, next is web page. A web page is a document. Majorly it is written in what? Hypertext markup language. So using HTML language, this web page is written, that can be accessible through the internet. So we can use the internet or other network using the internet browser. So using internet browser, we can access any web page. So the following represents Google search window, which may be reached by typing www.google.com. So if you type any web address like this, so www.google.com, like URL, if you are typing in the address bar of the web browser, it will locate the Google search window like this. Okay, so here you have typed in the address bar of this web browser, we have typed this URL. So it is actually loading that window. Google window is loaded here. Google first page is loaded here. Okay, next is website. It is a collection of related web pages. So if you consider any website, even our school website, if you take, it have multiple pages. Okay, it is having multiple pages, that is related pages, because the content which we have in the first page is having a relation with the other page. So that's why it is called related web pages. There is no different information which is available in the second page or third page in other pages. Every page's contents is related with the school information only. Okay, so website is a collection of related web pages addressed by a unique domain name. So unique name will be given for every website. Why it is named unique? Because if without a different address, we cannot access all the contents. Okay, so unique, it should be unique. Every website name should be unique. It is a related collection of World Wide Web files, and each websites contain a home page, that is starting page will be there for every website, which is the first document users see when they enter the site. So whenever you type any website, what page we are seeing as the first page, that is only known as home page. So this is the home page for this website. So that is www.nlpforeducators.com. If you type this address, you will get this kind of page that is only known as home page, that is first page. The other pages which are linked with the home page. So from this home page, whatever pages you are moving on are linked with the other pages. No, that other pages are known as web pages. Okay, the first page is known as home page. Next is web portal. Web portal is actually it is also a specially designed website only that often serves as the single point of access for information. The portal is only accessible with the help of the URL, and there is unique URL and unique username and password we need to provide, and login is required for this portal. Any web portal, no, you need to provide username and password. For example, Amazon.com, if you want to buy any products, no, if you want to buy any product, you need to give the username and password. So that is an example for web portal. That is the e-commerce portal. Okay. A Christ University web portal may look like as shown below. See, like this Christ University, this is university website. So here also any kind of some information, some forms if you want to fill, you need to provide your username and password. This is only example for web portal. So these are the types of portals we have: job portal, news portal, travel portal, and then real estate, e-commerce. So if you want to do any kind of transaction or communication between these within this portals, no, you need to provide a username and password. You should be already registered user, then only you can able to access the contents or information which are there in this web portals. Next term is switch. Switch is a central communication device. It is actually a connecting device. It filters and forwards the packets between the LAN segments. What is meant by LAN? Local area network. So that is computers, connection of computers which are formed in a single block or a single room. That is only known as LAN. Okay. So that LAN divisions, that is segments, are used between the LAN segments. We can able to filter the data and forward the packets, filter packets and forward the packets with the help of this switch. Okay, switch workers, it will filter and forwards the packets between the LAN segments. So it increases the capacity and speed of your network. So because of the switch, we can easily transmit the data in a fast way. Okay. Hub is a common connection point for devices in a network. Like a switch, hub also is a common connection point only. Hubs are commonly used to connect the segments of LAN. It is working similar like switches, but there is one difference between the hub and switch. That is, switch is otherwise called as intelligent hub. This is switches and otherwise called as intelligent hub because it is filtering and forwarding the packets. But hub will forward the packet. It will not check what packet is reached to its location. So it will simply forward the packets. It will not filter any packets. Okay, that is the drawback of this hub. Hub contains multiple ports. So these are only known as ports. Where we can insert the wires, no, that is only known as ports. So it has multiple ports. It is a small and simple and inexpensive electronic device that joins multiple computers together. So with the help of these wires, no, net cables, no, we can connect multiple computers like this. We can connect. So that is the advantage of hub. Switch also, it is working similar like this only. And router. Router is a networking device that forwards data packets between the computer networks. You can understand here, that is connecting different computers. The different computers are connected with the help of switch. So that computers, no, group of computers, no, that will make a network. So between the computer networks, between two computer networks, we can use this router device to connect the different networks computers. Okay, so it is connected to at least two networks and are located at gateways. Netgear was first to introduce the world fastest wireless router. So Netgear router only, it is the first world fastest wireless router. So this is an example for router device. Next is gateways. It is a component that is a part of two networks which uses different protocols. Okay, it is also connecting, this is connecting two different networks, but this one is connecting, the gateway is a device which is connecting two different networks with different protocols. So there will not be similar protocols followed in all the networks. So like that, the networks with different protocols are going to be connected with the help of this gateway. It is a data communication device that provides a remote network with the connectivity to the host network. That is remote network. Any other network which is remotely located can be connected to our host network with the help of this gateway device. It is also similar like router only, but with different protocols it is going to support. Okay, two different networks with different protocols are going to be supported with the help of this gateways. It is simply a device that joins together two different networks. See, this is an example for gateway. It is also looking like router device only, but with the different protocols, the different networks are going to be connected. Next is hyperlink. It's a word or phrase or image that you can click. Okay, it will be looking like word or phrase or image only. You can click that word or image or phrase in order to jump to new document or new section within the current documents. So that is in the same document itself, another segment it will take us, or else it will take us to new location. Okay, new document. HTML links are called as hyperlinks. You can click on a link and jump to another document. See here, any website if you go, it will be some text will be underlined and it will be in different color. So if you move the mouse over there, the mouse pointer that arrow symbol will be changed like this hand symbol. So that indicates that that is a hypertext link, linked text. Okay, so if you click that link, it will take us to one new location. So next is hypertext. The term hypertext was invented in the year 1965 by Det Nelson. It is a non-linear arrangement of textual material. So any text, it is going to be arranged not in a sequence, not in a order. It's a non-linear arrangement. It contains links to other texts, as we already discussed hyperlinks. So it is having a hyperlink or links to other texts. By clicking on a link in a hypertext document, a user can quickly jump to a different content. So like this, we can jump from one content to another content, and from here to another, like that we can move to another locations with the help of the hyperlinks. Next is bandwidth. Next term which is used in networking is bandwidth. It refers to amount of data transfer speed over a communication channel. So how much amount of data we can able to transfer, that is only indicated with the help of this bandwidth. So what is the size of that transmission path? So how much data we can able to transfer at a time. So that is only going to be determined by this term bandwidth. Okay, so communication channels capacity only known as bandwidth. Communication channel may be wired or wireless. Okay, it reflects the amount of data that can be transmitted in a fixed amount of time or range with the band of frequencies or wavelength. An internet connection via cable modem may provide 25 megabits per second of bandwidth. That means per second this much MB of data we can transfer. Okay, in a cable modem. Next is bandwidth. You can test your internet connection bandwidth with an interactive broadband speed test from Ookla, and the website what you need to follow for checking your bandwidth capacity, that is internet connection bandwidth capacity, is www.speedtest.net. If you go to this website, you can check your internet connection bandwidth. So this is an example picture for understanding what is bandwidth. So if you have low bandwidth means, see here, low amount of water only transmitted with the help of this tube. Okay, similar way, with the help of one wire, if you are able to transfer some only few amount of data, that is having low bandwidth. With the other wire, if you are able to transfer large amount of data, then that wire will have the high bandwidth, that is high capacity, high data transfer capacity we can say. This is only known as bandwidth. So here the data is transferred from your computer to the internet service provider. So that is in another network now we are transmitting the information. For that the bandwidth term is used. Okay, so how much amount of data we are transmitting from our computer to the internet, that only known as bandwidth. Okay, how much amount of data we are transmitting from one place to another place through communication channel. Next is types of networks. Computer networks, computers are connected to each other, form a computer network. Such networks can be made between the computers lying in the same building. So we can connect the computers within the same building also, or those which are kilometers away from each other also we can connect. So based on this distance, depending upon this distance, the networks are classified into personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. So this is actually organizing around single person only. So that is a single person will have a laptop computer and a desktop computer or mobile phone or tabs. So if you are able to transmit the information from your laptop to tab or mobile phone or another laptop or another desktop computer, so between only two devices, if you are able to transmit or connect only two devices, that is only making a personal area network. So with the help of Bluetooth in a wireless way, we can transmit the information from one device to another device. It is a computer network organized around an individual person. It involves what devices and all: mobile computer, cell phone and PDA. It is used to transfer files including email, calendar appointments, digital photos and music. All these we can transfer. USB and Firewire technologies often link together a wired PAN. So either USB data cable you can use for transferring the information from one device to another device, that is with the help of wired PAN. So wireless PANs uses Bluetooth and some infrared connections in order to transmit the information from one place to another place, that is one device to another device. It covers a range of less than 10 meters only, that is about 30 feet only it will cover. Beyond that, if you go, the net will be connected, that connection will be removed. Okay, supports one person instead of a group. See, like this, laptop to laptop and phone to laptop and PDA to laptop. Like that we can transfer the information from one device to another device. It is surrounded by only one person. Next is local area network. The network devices are connected over relatively a short distance, that is within single building or a single room. If you are able to connecting some computers, no more than 2 computers are connected, means that is only making a local area network. It is a privately owned networks within a single building or a campus are up to few kilometers in a size. Maximum it will cover around 5 kilometers. Local area network. Link hundreds of computers used by thousands of people. Many users can share expensive devices such as laser printers as well as data on the LAN. Okay, using LAN we can share expensive devices like printers and all, we can share with the help of the LAN. So use the LAN to communicate with each other by sending emails and engaging in chat sessions. So with the help of this LAN we can do chatting also, and we can send the mails also. So communication purpose we can use this. And one LAN can even be connected to the other LANs over any distance via telephone wires or radio waves. So with the help of radio waves or telephone lines, we can connect one LAN to another LAN. Next is metropolitan area network. It is actually covers the few buildings in a city and might either be private or public. It can be privately owned or publicly owned network. So it is a bigger version of LAN because it is going to connect more than 100 computers compared to LAN. Okay, it spans a physical area that is in a range of 5 to 50 kilometer diameter. It is going to cover. It is larger than LAN, but it is smaller than wide area network. It is characterized by very high speed connections using optical fibers or other digital media. So here optical fibers are going to be used for a MAN in order to give a connection. So MAN adopts technologies from both LAN and WAN to serve its purpose. Okay, so it will take the technologies from LAN and WAN also to serve the purpose. Okay, so this is example for this metropolitan area network is local cable television network is there. No, cable TV network, there is an example for metropolitan area network. Next is wide area network. It is name itself we can understand that is wide area is going to be covered by this network. Okay, that is connection of computers are going to be connected in a wider area, that is large geographical area. It is spanning and often a country or a continent. Connects different LANs using services such as dedicated leased phone lines, dial-up phone lines, satellite links, high-speed fiber optic cables, data packet carrier services. All these are going to be used for making a wide area network. It uses special routing protocols and filters to minimize the expense of sending data sent over vast distances, because we are going to cover longer distances. In order to reach the data, no, we need to cover longer distances. So we need to minimize the expense of sending the data. So for that, special routing protocols and filters are going to be used in this wide area network. The computers at each telephone exchange connect to the other exchanges to allow you to talk to people all over the world. So the internet is the largest wide area network. So with this we will end up the today's session. Thank you. Go through the video